Hello everyone, and for the first time I'm kind of shocked that I have basically nothing to say about a Doctor Who story. The story and the engine was by no means bad, I do want to preface that. I think in terms of telling a unique story it was phenomenal. There was nothing run-of-the-mill about it, and being a story set in Africa exploring Nigerian culture, it isn't something that's happened before. But when you have your first Black Doctor, this is something that you must explore. A place that, as he says, he feels at home, feels accepted. Because not everywhere feels like that anymore. The only thing that really sticks out to me is the Doctor finally redeeming a villain. A lot of stories have the Doctor always at least try to make them see sense, see that what they're doing is wrong, and 99 times out of 100, they refuse and usually end up getting themselves killed. Here the villain sees sense. He sees that his plan was hurting people for no good reason. He was just fueled by vengeance, fueled by spite for the gods abandoning him, making him lose his humanity and become what I'll refer to him as the Story Lord. His motivations were pretty clear and very human for someone who has lost their humanity. He sees himself as doing the gods a service, keeping their stories alive by telling them, writing them down, making them permanent in history. Yet when he tries to get a reward for what he's done for them, get a little bit of recognition among their ranks, he's cast out, laughed at, made to feel alone. It's so incredibly human, but on another playing field. Another thing is the sound design, which is very similar to Black Panther and makes sense. The emphasis on the drums in particular is perhaps my favourite element. It feels like we've gotten an entirely new score just for one episode, and I wouldn't have it be any other with something this unique. Jo Martin also makes a cameo appearance in a similar style to how she appeared in Flux, where the Doctor, while telling a story from her Doctor, turns into her. Like her story being told has dragged her out from his inner barbershop. That's also a concept I quite like, actually. The Doctor's previous incarnations basically telling stories in a barbershop within him, like the Guardians of the Edge, but they talk to each other face to face rather than shifting between them. It's quite a nice concept. And I think that sentence itself, "it's a nice concept," really sums up this story as a whole. It's nice in concept. I think it had a great opening when the Doctor gets to the shop and he's finding out what's going on, and it had a great ending where everything is wrapped up and everybody lives, Rose, everybody lives. But the journey there just wasn't too remarkable. It feels a bit like the Stones of Venice from the 8th Doctor main range at Big Finish in that regard. I enjoyed it, but later on will I be able to remember easily why I enjoyed it? I doubt it, honestly. It was incredibly exposition heavy in the middle, so I can see why you could easily get lost. Is he now a god that's been cast out, or just someone imbued with their magic so he can tell their stories? Mrs. Flood makes another Susan Twist style appearance where she pops up and does nothing. I honestly don't get it. You can't call this creating mystery around her character when we saw the outcome of last time. It's ridiculous. I've seen it compared to Missy in Series 7, but it really isn't the same. There was an air of intrigue to that reveal where all the people who died were suddenly seemingly back to life, and it was this woman who was doing it. Here Mrs. Flood just shows up and leaves as fast as she arrived. There's nothing interesting to it at all. Ranking it in terms of other stories in the series, it is the weakest so far, but still makes me bring into question how RTD just forgot to write a good series last year. I honestly don't know how this was made by the same showrunner. All 5 out of 8 stories so far have been better than anything produced last series. It just baffles me how this is the same man in the driver's seat pushing the series forward. But that's my initial thoughts on the story and the engine. Please do leave your thoughts down in the comments below, as I'd like to see what I missed, what other people got out of the story that I didn't, because from my current point of view, it seems I missed nothing interesting. I hope someone can provide me another perspective. Tomorrow, the final video in my series on early Dalek history comes out, with it being around the Dalek Civil War and Operation Human Factor from The Evil of the Daleks, so if you're interested, stay tuned for that. But, as always, thanks for watching.